What's going on, guys? Justin Nejbauer here, head coach of Team Big Iron. Today we are going to take you through a group team workout. We got some of our athletes here. We got Blue, Super Blue, Jamie Ehling, Maria Diaz, Bucky Dunkel. These are some of our top competitors. And we're going to kind of show you how we do things, guys. There's a lot of science to how we do things. And you know, one thing that can't be stated enough is the benefits of training with a team. When you're training on your own, it's pretty easy to convince yourself that you don't have any more in the tank. But when you got people around you, pushing you, you know, you're gonna squeeze out those last few reps. And honestly, those are the reps that count, guys. The body's only gonna adapt when it has a need to. So, you know, you have to push yourself beyond what you're already capable of. And that psychological factor of having everyone else around you honestly can be the biggest difference. Okay, guys, just going to give you a general overview of how this workout is going to look. There are multiple mechanisms of hypertrophy, meaning that there are multiple ways that you can elicit muscle growth. The first focus of these initial movements is going to be mechanical tension. What is mechanical tension? Basically, that is how much weight you are displacing through a contracted muscle. So the focus here, or the strategy here, is going to be to implement long rest periods. We are going to try to maximize glycogen replenishment, which is going to maximize the amount of energy that we have to lift as heavy as possible. All right, guys, the first movement here is going to be a hack squat. A lot of people like to prioritize free weight movements, like a typical free weight squat. As a bodybuilder, that's not always necessarily the best thing, because the limiting factor can actually be your coordination, the balance, and you actually aren't going to push as much weight as you can had it been a machine. So, you know, let go of the ego, do the machine work, guys. You're going to displace more weight through the muscle, and ultimately you're going to get better gains. Okay, guys, so the way that the rep ranges are going to look for the mechanical tension, basically we are going to do a couple of build-up sets, and we don't consider these working sets. Basically, this is like what Bucky's doing right here. Just getting the blood flowing. Obviously, it's not working weight for him. We're going to build up into our first working set, and the first working set is actually going to be the heaviest set of the movement, and that is going to be somewhere in the 8 rep range. So basically the idea here is to pick a weight accordingly, right? So you're going to pick a weight that causes you to fail at 8 reps, not necessarily just doing 8 reps of whatever weight. And then we're going to go to 12 reps, and then we're going to go to 15 reps. Each set, we're going to pull a little bit of weight off. that was it for mechanical tension. Now the next focus is going to be metabolic stress. What is metabolic stress? Metabolic stress is basically the pump, okay? So instead of implementing long rest periods, focusing on how much weight we're lifting, now we're not going to be so worried about the weight. The emphasis here is going to be shorter rest periods. Basically, the shorter rest periods. So every set, we're pumping blood into the muscle, right? With the shorter rest periods, it's allowing less time for that blood to escape. So every set, you're pumping the muscle up more and more, kind of like a balloon, stretching it from the inside out. Generally, when we're training as a team, just to keep things moving, we're going to do this as giant sets. So everybody's going to be on a different station. We're going to do 15 reps per set, and then every set we're going to rotate. We're going to go 3 times through. Okay, guys. So the way the giant set's going to look, first station is going to be right here, sissy squat. So if you've ever done a sissy squat, you want to go over here. I'll show you. So normally when you do a standard squat, not with this, you have to keep your shoulders over your knees to balance, right? But because your feet are anchored down here, now you can keep your shoulders over your hips, which is gonna emphasize the quads a lot more. So when you're doing this, I think your head is actually gonna be moving backwards on a horizontal plane. As you see, my shoulders are over the hips. So from there, we're gonna go to the stick rack machine. It's really just a glute focus. Hard to mess this up, right like that. From there, lying hamstring curl. So this, compared to like a seated hamstring curl, this is going to emphasize the shortened position a lot more on the hamstring. Whereas with a seated, you're not able to get that same contraction. So you're going to be a little bit weaker here. Next movement, hip adduction. So guys, as bodybuilders, when you're standing square to the judges, the adductors, these muscles right in here, that's what gives your legs the width in the front. So do not neglect these. From there, abduction, so essentially just the opposite movement. So guys, 15 reps of each. Now there's a bunch of us, so we're all gonna start on different stations. 15 reps of each, rotate, 15 reps, rotate, 3 times through. Let's go. That was it for metabolic stress. Last emphasis here is going to be on time under tension. So what is time under tension? Basically, that is how much time you are displacing a load through a contracted muscle. What that's going to look like for us today, we're going to do 3 sets of wall sits, 60 seconds each. It's an isometric hold, basically sitting against the wall. A lot of emphasis on the quads. And then we're going to finish with heavy negatives on the quad extension. All right, guys, we've got the timer ready. We're going 60 seconds, 3 times through. Get in on it. Let's do it. All right, ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Hopefully roll off to the wall.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, 20 seconds left. Let's go, let's go. Okay guys, these are heavy negatives. So we picked a weight that Bucky cannot do on his own. Give it a try, Bucky, see if you can lift it up. Okay, see he cannot lift this on his own. But basically the way this is gonna work, a partner, myself, I'm gonna help Bucky on the way up. And then he's gonna fight it as slow as he possibly can. So he's maximizing the time of attention here. Good, 1, yep. We're gonna do 5 of these. The more duration he has for the time under tension. Let's go, let's go. One more. Good, good. Fight it, come on. Hold it. Good, 5 reps. So that's how that works, guys. We're gonna do 3 times through. Now help him on the way up. And fight negative, slow. There it is. There it is. Okay, 3 more. Slow, negative. All right, guys, that is a wrap. We should feel pretty good about ourselves today. We touched on all the mechanisms of hypertrophy. So to recap, first, at the beginning of your workout, mechanical tension, long rest periods, heavy lifting. In the middle, metabolic stress, short rest periods, focusing on the pump. And then lastly, finishing it off with time under tension. All right, guys, that's it. Once again, my name's Justin, Jamie, Maria, Bucky, Blue. These are some of the athletes of Team Big Iron. This is one of our team workouts. If you guys like this video, please like and subscribe. We're going to be putting out a lot more informative content. And if you're in the Seattle area, come and check us out, guys. We're more than a team, we're a culture.